All right, everyone. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to see what are the things that you need to know before you fill out an IQAS form for yourself. And a lot of people have a lot of doubts, so I'll try to clear all of them out here, because there are some rules that have changed because of COVID, and people who have applied before that know a different set of rules, and now things have changed and there are a different set of rules. The reason I know them is because I have submitted mine, and I know the things that you need to know before and after you fill your IQAS application online. So let's just start. You go to IQAS to sign in, and I quickly, without taking more time than is required, now sign in. It's really basic, guys. It's really simple. Just pay attention to what I say and pay attention to while you're reading, the information's all there. So this is what your IQS profile looks like. What we are going to do is we are going to go to my dashboard, and this is, I'll show you what my application looks like. So my application looks well, looks like this. As you can see, I submitted on the 17th of Jan 2021, which basically means that I made my payment on this day. And this is the file that has finally gotten submitted. And if I go back to my home page, you will see I have a file number here. So very important. This is the most important number on your IQAS profile. And for every process that you will do, I'll tell you how. But first of all, let's go to IQAS site and read some basic information. How to apply. You go on how to apply, and step by step you can see all these things. Very, very easy to understand. Before you apply, these are the things you need to know. Find out what assessments are for and who can apply. So basically, you can click on one of these and see what assessments are for. Basically, it's for academic technical education, or it is for express entry, and it is valid for 5 years. So once you get your assessment done, it will be valid for 5 years, which means that you don't need to worry about it. Just do it. Even if you're planning to apply 2 years later, it will still be valid, so you can get this done. Second thing, who can apply? It's very, very simple. You can apply if you have a graduation, if you have a graduation, a master's, a higher secondary degree. It does not, you need minimum higher secondary, which is class 12th, to get your degree assessed by IQS. Next. Okay, so under one fee, you can only apply for one person. However, the application fee is $200. The courier fee is $15 if it's a Canadian address, and $75 if it's an international address. Now, let me tell you, if you know somebody in Canada, you can save some money and you can get your reports and that Canadian address, simply because you don't need the physical copy of it while applying for your express entry. You just need it for your own record. So you might as well keep it with the person in Canada, and then maybe they can courier it to you later. That'll be much cheaper. However, if you still want it for records, you can get it delivered to your address. If the cost doesn't bother you that much, you can get it delivered to your own home. For more than one applicant, you have to make two different profiles and pay two different fees. So the EC application and the courier fees are non-refundable. So it clearly says that the money that you've spent is not going to come back to you, no matter what happens. If you filled it, you've paid it, you're done. These are the exceptions for physicians, for pharmacists, and for regulated professions. You can see the examples of regulated occupations I'm just speaking here. So doctors, physicians, dentists, pharmacists, they need a license in Canada to run, so their credentials will not be assessed. which credentials you want. ICAS always says that you give us, your uh, awarded academic and technical education credentials. Something that is not authenticated and does not come from a recognized university or education center, uh, they will not evaluate it if it's not an institute that's recognized. I, IQS does not assess incomplete credentials. Obviously, anything below secondary or high school level, non-academic like Excel, Microsoft, etc., etc., professional qualifications like chartered accountancy, vocational trades like diesel mechanics, credentials obtained in Canada, they do not assess because they don't need assessment. They are Canadian. Okay, what do you need to send? For an ECA, only your highest complete. Okay, now this is a very, very important piece of information, people, because in West, the rules are completely different. Here, in West, if your master's is recognized, you have to send your bachelor's as well there. I'll make a separate video on that. But for IQAS, you only need to send your highest completed degree. So if you've done your master's, just send your master's. You don't need to send your bachelor's. However, IQAS on IQAS, you can send I think 3 degrees for assessment in the same fee, so you can get it done. What I mean, there's no harm. You can, if you can arrange the transcripts, then why not? Gather your documents before you start to fill your application online. You need what you basically need. I mean, you can read all of this, but I'll tell you what you need. You need uh, an ID proof, a government ID proof. I would recommend it be your passport, where your name, your date of birth, etc., are clearly written. And you need, if you're in India, all you need is a scanned, colored copy of your degree. You don't need anything else. If you're still not sure, you can download this PDF document that has an information of the things that you need according to your country. Yeah, so you can easily see it. If there are questions regarding this, please guys put it on the comment section. I'll answer them for sure. You can now, okay, now the most important part. Your so I'll make it as simple as possible so you don't have to read through all this. Basically, your university has an examination or a results branch that has something called transcripts. Now, transcripts are something that are only with your university. You do not have them, you do not get them unless you request for them for reasons such as this one, such as ECE. So those transcripts are with your university's either examination or result branch, and it's their everyday job. So you can don't think that, oh no, how will my university know about my transcripts? It's a very simple process, and they know it. They do it every day. All you need to do is you should what you need to show your university is your degree and your semester wise mark sheets. If you have them, very good. If you don't have them, you're anyway going to visit the university, you can collect it from there, and then you can give them to your exam or result department, and they will make the transcript for you, seal them in an envelope, and put stamps on the back flap of that envelope. And on top of it, you will write your IQAS file number and IQAS address, and then you speed post it. That's the traditional way of doing it. There are certain universities that only do that and not anything else. However, because of COVID, some universities have started to send electronic transcripts. What it means is that your college or your university might follow a third party digital transcript transmission process, such as true copy, etc. And via that, they can send your transcripts electronically. You will save a little bit of money and a lot of effort this way. All of this can be done over email. You can email stuff to your college and your university. Sorry, your university, and university can send it electronically to IQS. You'll save a lot of effort and money. So call up your university and see if they have that facility. There is another thing that IQAS allows, unlike WES. You do not necessarily have to say, you do not necessarily have to ask your university to send the transcripts when you're couriering them. You can courier them yourselves. The only condition is that they should be unopened and they should be sealed and stamped exactly the way they would be if the university was sending it. and then you complete your online application, and then you make the payment. Now the trickiest thing is that excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. So the trickiest thing is that your online application is a little bit of a trick these days, because the IQS portal opens for like few seconds and it's jam packed. They've put a daily limit to how many applications they will entertain in a day, and that makes it extremely difficult for people to first create their application and then pay for it. So follow my other two videos to know how you can do that, how there is a time hack that you can follow, and it's a sure short way of filling your application and making the payment. Now here's something. After you're done with your application, you get something called a request of academic records form, and you get a payment receipt. Now these two things are something that you needed to send before November 5, 2019. However, after November 5th, 2019, they have changed this rule, and now you don't even need to include those with your transcript. So voila, as simple as that. I hope this video helped. Thank you. Ask me any questions, like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Good night.